always get started with the same basic things, and then it gets more advanced or complicated. Feet apart. Let your shoulders or your feet line up as wide as your shoulders, your hips, your knees, and your ankles. Everything points straight. Relax your hips and knees so they're slightly bent. Arms come up. Try to make a Valentine heart shape. The bottom of that point of the heart is in front of your own heart. Push down. That's to help us to expand our lungs so as to be able to breathe deeper. So everything starts at the top. Hands up, arms up, chin up. Arms down, chin down. So when this arm gesture comes about here, that's our deep breath. Inhale. And then exhale. Try to relax your eyes. Let your eyelids become a little heavy. Let your focus become a little soft. There's nothing of any detail that you need to see real hard right now. A real strong focus isn't needed. So again, keep working our way down. Arms up, head up, eyes relaxed. Breathe through your nose as much as possible. In through the nose, out through the nose if you can. In through the nose, out through the mouth is the next best. Least desirable is breathing all through your mouth. Your mouth dries out. Your breaths are more shallow when you breathe through your mouth. So when I tilt my chin up, it's easier to arch my lower back. When I dip my chin, it's easier to round the whole spine. Inhale, tongue up to the roof of the mouth. Exhale, tongue to the bottom of the mouth. So from the side view, I shift my weight forward with my hips. That puts the weight on the ball of my foot. Right about here, I'm on the center of my foot. When I push down, I shift towards the back. My heels take the weight. Inhale. As you push down with your hands, try to pull back with your stomach. Let the stomach muscles contract, your abdomen. Relax the stomach as you inhale. Squish the stomach. Exhale. So that's pretty much the connection from our fingers to our shoulders, to our spine, to our hips, to the toes and ankles. When I go forward towards the toes, try to become aware of your big toe, your little toe, and the ball of your foot. When you go towards your heel, you just put the weight on your heel. It's pretty much one flat surface there. But the toes and the ball of the foot give you multiple surfaces to balance upon. So let's do about 3 more of these, and then we're going to move on. Inhale. Exhale. Always slower and deeper are the goals. Inhale. And exhale. So whenever we finish a particular segment or set, I like to finish with this splashing, like you're splashing water, not going to be off your thigh, and then flick, look up to the left, and then bring your chin down in front. Shift your weight a few times if you'd like, release more tension in your legs, splash and flick to the right, and breathe down and out, and then straight up. Splash, flick, look straight up. Don't stare into the light bulb unless you like that kind of thing. And push down. So that kind of resets our breathing, brings the oxygen and blood back up with the arm gestures and the neck. Also a good way to stretch out your neck. So I'm going to tweak the music down a notch. I don't have to speak so loud over it. All right, so we got the next series of exercises. You have your feet apart. Your weight is sunk, but then for that, we just kind of forget about the legs at this point. So your shoulder, you can move your shoulder independently of the rest of your body. So I kind of reach my shoulder and arm to the ground to scoop up. Go to the opposite hip, opposite shoulder to your ear, and then reach out towards the corner. So there's some tension when I have my elbow locked. At the end, relax and let your elbow drop, let your shoulder drop. reverse. We come back the same way we went out. Turn the palm up, back to the ear, shoulder, and hip, back to where we started. Right side, reach down, like you're scooping up some sand. Opposite, hip, shoulder, ear, reach for the corner. Feel the tension, back off, let the shoulder drop, elbow drop, reverse. All the way back the same path. So you're tracing. You draw and you trace back. So now I'm gonna focus on the breathing. This is as if I'm scooping up my breath. Inhale. And then I'm pushing, like the breath is in my palm and I push the breath out. I pull it back. Inhale. Exhale. So if this is all fine, I start to move my hips. You'll hear me say this often, the feet, the waist, and the arms. There's a progression. You always want your feet in the right spot. You sink your waist to lower your center of gravity, and then the arms are kind of like little add-ons or extras. So wherever my hand goes is where my weight's gonna shift. So I'm on the left side, right side, left side, reach, sink. Same way on the way back. My hand is on the left, now the right, back to the left. Reach down, right side, left side, right side. So this part gets us kind of into the buckle. Anytime our toes are straight, shoulder width and wider. This is a horse stance. This would be a very thin, teeny tiny horse. But you know, we could go out to here. Anytime we start to do this where the knee buckles, that's what we call it, buckle, let the knee buckle. Usually that's not a good thing when you hear it. Someone's knee buckles usually means it's an injury. For us, we want to become aware of where our center of gravity is at. Okay, so we got shift. Pull your foot in, now we have our cat stance. Go back to the left, reach. So again, wherever my hand is at, I'm pulling the weight over to the other side and then back. So now I have the arm and the leg kind of like a set, like a marionette string. So I got the left to the right side. This hand, put it above your waist as a placeholder. We don't want to just let it dangle. Let's do something with it. Inhale. Exhale. So here I switch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So those were horse stance, cat stance, buckle. We got one more. We're going to do cat, or rooster stands on one leg. Up, and then down, and back across. We'll only do that on the way out. So I scoop, cat stance, if you can, try to balance. Cat stance, buckle, buckle, reach. On the way back, we don't lift the leg, we just do it. Why don't we lift the leg? So when we're coming up in this direction, if I fall forward, it's easier to catch myself if you have balance issues. If you're doing it on the way back and you have balance issues, you stumble back. So we kind of leave that out. We don't want anybody really stumbling. So let's do it again here. And then we'll move on. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more on the other side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Splash, flick. In. Breathe out. In. Out. In. Out. So that short little set gave us a bunch of exercises to work on as far as where our feet should be positioned. That's the foundation. You don't build a house starting with the roof. You can, but you're going to have a small structure sitting on the ground. You work your way up. The next series, again, is other exercises from the qigong family. Everything we've done up until now is all qigong, which is management of your breath with gentle movements. So if we start with our feet together, we make a big T shape. From the T, we make an X. Sink down into your feet and hips. Here's the same concept of the splash and the flick, but now I draw into fists. Sink your hips, round your spine, your head and your arms come along at the end. Straighten back up a bit. I say a bit because we don't just go to here, it's still somewhat bent. Right knee buckles, scoop, turn your feet towards the corner, let your left knee bend, reach across your body. Kind of like you're trying to touch your fist all the way across. And then sink back into your hips, straighten up the spine. Right hand scoops, left hand's a fist. Switch over to the other side with your knee bent and other leg straight. Reach, sink back into your hips, let your shoulders drop. So we're just gonna kind of keep going through this a bit until I decide we're gonna start it over again. So we got a T again with horse stance. Do a little turn again with your feet towards the corner. If you can, one arm up, one arm down. So you look up, and that's fine and good. You're fine with that. Then try to look down towards the back fist. We come back to the side. Both hands are at the hip, or the left side of my body. There's the T. There's the bow stance. Same exact thing, just on the other side. Look up, look down if you can. So the hand that is extended out or up is the hand that gets us started again. So I want to reach towards the ground, but turn the hand over so as if to get the fingernails to drag. And then we straighten up. And that's kind of similar to our strum the guitar movement when we practice Tai Chi. This hand makes a fist, extend out, draw back so your lungs are open, and bring the elbow across. You can't reach all the way, then you touch your elbow and just kind of bring it in. Bottom hand does ward off, top hand's a fist, line up on your center line. So from the side it's this way, from in front, this hand is just in front of my nose, the other's by my elbow. All right, so the hand that's out, again, is our starter. Drag the nails, hold the tray, extend the fist, draw back, stretch your elbow, twist across, touch, ward off, knuckles in front. So from here, this is as if I dropped my keys over a fence or something. So I go from here, I straighten my legs, and I say, oh, I gotta reach down for those keys. So I kind of shift my weight from one leg to the other, make the X with your arms, come up and make another big X. And reach out and up. Feel the stretch in your neck and your shoulders, your arms. Come to the sides, sink your hips. Open the hands, close the hands. And here's the very first exercise we did once again. Straighten back up. All right, so that's about halfway through the thing. That step is the beginning again, so it's like another set about the same length afterwards. I don't think we've done the whole thing in this class yet this month. Okay, so let's try this again. We got the T. So that's inhale, you're wide open. Exhale with the X. I use a little bit of control. So I set that foot down nice and soft. Splash, flick. Sink your hips. Round your spine, dip your chin. Buckle to the right. Pivot to the left. Extend as you breathe out. Settle into your hips and shoulders. All right, now the hands switch. One hand open. The other hand's a fist. Breathe out as you reach across your body. Inhale as we open. Exhale as we gently twist. If you can find that back hand, turn your neck and head all the way to that left hand. Right side. Inhale. Exhale. So whenever I do the movements, I want my hand to be doing something. If one hand's moving, the other one's probably going to be doing something too. So this time it's at the side and a fist, ready to do the next one. Draw back, inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Reach across. Round your spine. Drag your fingers. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So I do this to the side just so you see where the hands are, but then line up in front. Straighten your legs, straighten your arms. Reach for those keys. Inhale, open. Exhale as you pull in. Hands open. Hands closed. Very first exercise. All right, from here now, straighten up the spine. You're going to take your arms and rub the forearms against each other. And then touch your fists to your opposite underarm. Separate, touch to your ear, base of your ears. And then in front. So it looks kind of like this from the front, or the side rather. And then again, round your spine. And then stack the vertebrae from lowest to highest. Hands come up. Extend your index finger and your thumb like you're making a picture frame. Oh, there's a picture. I can see Paul. Nope, don't want to see Paul. So then turn the fingers and thumb, index finger and thumb, to like a pincher. Turn towards me, stretch your shoulders. Relax your shoulders. All right, so let's try it again. This whole set, I like it. It's a good set for me, right? But each of you might feel something different. There's flexibility of different parts of your body, your spine, your legs. There's strength. If you stand in any position for any amount of time, you're going to feel it. A little bit of coordination, balance. Speed and power we stay away from. Flexibility, strength, coordination, timing, balance, speed and power I put on the other hand. Because we're not doing this for martial arts purposes. We're not doing it really for any kind of self-defense type of applications, which it is in it, but we're doing it for the health benefits. All right, so everybody feels something different. Hopefully those are the things you're going to gain from it. So if we do that last thing again, reach for the keys, reach out and up, pull in towards your sides, open, close, round your spine, stack the vertebrae. So this is friction. You create a little bit of heat with friction, and then that's circulation. And this is all about stretching your shoulders and your back in different directions. And then telescoping your shoulders, independent of your spine, sink. All right, so now we shift. Turn your right foot, knee and hip. There's my cat stance. Scoop. Turn. If you want to balance, we balance right here for a second. Cat stance, bow stance, reach, sink back to the horse stance. Let your spine turn so that your arms go to the other side. Turn your foot, scoop up, balance, reach, sink back to horse stance. So we're going to do one more set, and then we'll do the whole thing, and then break time's coming up. So it's like you're grabbing a towel or a stick. Hold it between your legs and come across. This comes in. Your arms keep circling. Step to the side, reach. Lock your elbows, and back off. So now we got to go to the other side. So I kind of shift my weight, turn. This is, again, grabbing like a rainbow on top, circle on the bottom. Extra credits, always put that leg up and then reach, back off. All right, so back to here. We'll do the whole thing from the beginning in a moment. Shift, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Rub or scrub, it's like a scrubbing motion. Inhale, exhale. Reach to the ground if you can. Straighten up, one vertebrae at a time. Make a picture frame. Inhale, into a C shape. Exhale, reach your shoulders, not your back, shoulders. And then back, sink into it, right? So now the right hand stays where it's at. Try to balance for a second if you may. Reach, sink, back to horse stance, switch, pivot, balance for a moment, reach, back to horse stance, open the hands, grab, close the hands, scoot back, balance if you can, touch down, reach, push the breath out. Now I got the other side, so I open and then close. Try to balance, set it down, reach. So we're just gonna do it right from here. Inhale, start at the very beginning. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Trying to go slower, smoother. Fists, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. 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 Feet get a little closer. Splash. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Slower and deeper. And breathe out slowly. So we always start off with the fundamentals to get everybody kind of in the same room, same page. Feet together, but now I take my left foot and I draw more of a half circle. Instead of just going straight on the line, try to become aware of a half circle. There's circles throughout this whole set, so it kind of follows that logic. I'm trying to have rounded, smooth movements. So then my arms float up, and I shift my weight a little forward to the ball of my foot. On the way down, I shift my weight back towards the heels. Spin the ball to the left, my left knee buckles. I do part the horse's mane. One hand up, one hand down by my navel. And then I do the other side. Nose and navel, my right knee buckles. Part the horse's mane to the side. And then both hands come back, roll the ball from top to bottom. So the 5 directions that we're doing, the 5 powers, the 5 root powers, give us stability and also teaches everybody a bit about the opposites. So if I go towards the ball of my foot, I eventually got to go to my heel. If I shift forward and up, I got to have a down and back. If I spin that way, hand on top, one on the bottom, they shift. You know, I got one hand away, one close. One high, one low. One far, one near. We got high, we got low. So really, instead of it just being the knee buckling, it's the other foot pushing from the ball of the foot push the ball of your foot, then let your knee bend. When we go back, push with the ball of your foot, let the other knee bend. So it's more of, propulsion as opposed to buckling. Don't just buckle, propel, push, all right? So we got a metal theme, it's poking like a spear. Wood theme, pulling like a tree branch being pulled back. Shift to the left is a water theme, because the connecting from the feet to the waist to the arms. Complete opposite of water is fire. The same movement, just to the right. The centering and grounding is earth. So those are the 5. You got 5 fingers, 5 limbs, 5 senses, 5 directions. 5 elements: metal, wood, water, fire, earth. I mean, it's a philosophical concept. For the most part, everything you look at is made up of some part of that. Plastic tables, I guess, come from fossil fuels, which come from stuff in the ground. I guess that's ground, right? There's this connection to it. So that's the 5 root, like your stability. The next 8, buckle, turn, cat stance, or arm gestures. Like the tools in the toolbox, they're the arm movements. So that's ward off, roll back. Bump with the shoulder, poke with the elbow, unwind your spine, and press with the palms. Flick, that's again a pulling motion from there to your shoulders, to your waist, and then back up and out. So it's a bit of a circle from the side view. Time to turn. I get the feet going, the hands are set. There's our split. So those are the 8. Again, if you look at the tiles, in this room, the tiles, you'll probably be like 1.5, maybe 2 tiles apart. So push or pull. Everything's a push or a pull, but we'll call that ward off. Roll back, shoulder, elbow, wrist. Those are all pushing. Pull, push. To get to the next part, it's the feet, the waist, the arms, and then it repeats again. Feet, waist, arms. That gets us our split. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Turn, inhale, exhale. So if we keep doing this, it'll keep making us go back a step or 2. So every now and then you need to adjust. You find yourself backing up. It's like, why do I keep backing up? You got to adjust every other time or so. So to get to the other side again, it starts here. Ward off is 1. Roll back is 2. Straighten your toes if you need to. Shoulder 3, elbow 4, press 5, pull 6, 7, push, 8, split. Philosophically, there's a theme. Heaven is up and expanding. Earth, down and grounding. Canyon or mountain, canyon, water, they flow. Just like water flowing down. Wood, metal and fire or push. Split has thunder for a theme. Relax your shoulders. So almost every exercise we do, we're engaging our arms and our shoulders. So we gotta make sure our shoulders are relaxed at the end. Inhale, exhale. In, out. Turn, in, out. So to finish this set again, I'm kind of conscious of my toes, my knees pointing forward. Splash, flick, breathe down and out. Splash, flick. Slower, breathe down and out. Splash, flick, look straight up. Slower, down and out. All right, so yes, a question. When we do split, so if we were in the movement right here, I pushed. There's 90%, 10%. 90%, or 98%, 2%, 60%, 40%. And somewhere in between there, it's changing. It's always transitioning. It's always moving. No, that's kind of a kung fu conditioning type of thing. You stretch and then get grounded. So with this, for like 99% of the exercise when we practice yang style, it's shoulders over the waist. None of that. Your arm might reach when you sink, but none of the back. So that help with the feet? Okay. I encourage questions, but I know people, I got enough to work on, Jim. All right, so let's do the whole set. So we slide down a bit towards the side because it will run us all the way over to here. Here's our start, our opening, and then arms drop. There's the buckle, cat stance, nose and navel, bow stance, one knee bent, one locked. Here's the arm gesture, heart the horse's mane. I gotta keep going this direction. So each time I shift my weight, so I can turn, shift forward, there's cat stance again, bow stance again, part the horse's mane. So right hand's about level with your nose, left hand's about level with your waist, your belt. One more, part the horse's mane. So from here, my feet do this catch up thing where they come together, they catch up to each other. And then I adjust my toes to the corner, cat stance with the legs. Here's shoulder, elbow, wrist. Here's split. That's a splitting motion. And then the arm goes to the side. Set the foot down. We're just gonna go kind of easy with this one. So say I'm catching the ball. Let the ball drop, push it away. Cat stance, same thing here. I caught the ball, let the ball drop and roll it away. One more, catch the ball, roll it, push it. Feet come to each other again to catch up. Cat stance. Strum the guitar. Extra credit, try to balance. Point your toes, touch down with the toes, touch down with the heel. Feet flat, sink down. Like you're holding up the ceiling. Right about where your right hand is at is where you try to put your foot. Untwist, shift back onto that left leg. So we got 4 repulse monkeys. Always start with the feet, shift the weight, finish with the hands. Look where you're going, inhale, exhale. So it's almost got me back to where we started, almost. Now we do our 8. Ward off, roll back, shoulder, elbow press, pull, push. To get to the other side, this is actually a split right here. This is actually splitting. It gets us to the other side. That's splitting apart a little bit. I say double wave, but it's really a little bit of a split in there. And then it starts again. Ward off, roll back, shoulder, elbow press, pull, straighten your toes if you need to, push. So this double wave, again, it's splitting if you need to, really comes over to here. Here's the ball, we come back, shoulder, elbow, wrist, palm up, pinch. Here's the split. 60% of the weight's on my left leg, 40% on the back. How do I know this? Easy to move my back leg. A little harder to move my front leg without shifting my whole body back, right? So you're a little more front heavy. Turn to the front, toes, knees, and hips forward, hand to your side. As I come across, it's shoulder, elbow, wrist. Not just the arm, but try and turn your spine with it a little bit. Feet come together. Same thing on the other side, shoulder, elbow, wrist. So we do this 3 times. That's set. Left side, right side. Left side, right side. After we finish, there's our cat stance, palm up, pinch, there's another split. Sink your hips. right? So we've been going pretty much back and forth on this line. The next couple, we turn. So I'm facing forward, the foot comes forward, reach up, brush knee, now I reach for the corner. So even though my feet, knees, and hips are straight, my spine gets a little twist to it. Now I do the same thing, toes to the corner. So this, again, is splitting and then scoop up. If you can balance, if you can reach for your foot. Set the foot down. Double punch. So again, from here, you kind of split, scoop, reach to foot, toes, heel, reach, then to the front. So I'm going to back up a bit. So we just did this, set the foot down, pinch, this left hand comes all the way to the right side. Snake creeps, that's the motion. I'm going down and then to here. Back to the front, strum the guitar. When I lift my leg up, we call it rooster stands on one leg. Do the same thing on the other side. Pinch, right hand is the snake, and it pops up. One more rooster stands on one leg. Set the foot down, grab the ball. Make it get small and flip it. As you push the ball away, there's a split here again. One goes out, one comes back. Relax your shoulders. Then the same thing on the other side. Big, small, flip it, split it. One goes out, one goes back. So we again go up, down. This is one of the few exercises in the set where you get your shoulders way out in front of your waist. And then we come back. This is again a fan opening and then splitting. Turn, split, make fists, block, block again with the hand open, punch. Roll your sleeve, push away, turn to the corner, step to the corner, turn to the front, scoop up, inhale, exhale. So we could either just finish, we just did the beginning and the end, or it starts again. I want to do it again. So if you need to stop, take a break, grab a beer or smoke, do what you need to do. The rest of us will continue. So part the horse's mane 3 times. Feet first, then the waist, and then the arms. Inhale, exhale. Wind up your spine to the left, unwind. Part the horse's, white crane spreads its wings. All right, so set your feet down, sink your hips. I'm just doing the simple one. Catch the ball, drop it, push it away. We do the same thing again. Feet first, then the waist. Catch the ball, drop it, push it away. One more. Catch it, drop it, push it away. Feet together, and then apart, cat stance, strum the guitar, other hands by your elbow. Inhale, exhale. All right, we're gonna draw back, shift the weight to the back leg, push the right arm. Inhale, exhale. Those are repulse monkey, in, out. One more, in, out. All right, here's our fundamental arm movements. Ward off, roll back. Straighten your toes if you need to. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, pull, push. So again, the wave here is really a bit of a split. Catch, ward off, roll back, straighten the toes, shoulder, elbow, press, pull, push, all the way to here, and then back. There's our split. Split is also called single whip. I just call it split most of the time. Wave arms like clouds, left, right. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Hold, pinch, split. Adjust your position a little bit. Again, I try to keep everything facing forward when we do this. If you go on the internet, there'll be people flipping back and forth. Gets a little confusing. Here's our, again, splitting. Balance, kick if you can, reach if you can. Double punch. Split, scoop, split, reach, set it down. All right. So, I don't look in the back of my head. I don't have those eyes. Can't tell if anybody's doing that or not. Do what you're able to. Everybody's doing it perfect, right? So after you attempted or did it, you set it down, square up, buckle, pinch. This is a back exercise. Yeah, your back's way over your feet, but then we straighten up. Left hand is high, right hand is low. Inhale. Exhale. Same thing on the other side. Inhale. Exhale. Each limb is doing something different. You'll see it almost every exercise that way. In, out, in, out, in. It's kind of up, and then down. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. All right, so we'll just stop for a moment there. We'll do the whole thing again. Any questions, comments? Are we doing great? So for some of you, this might be a little exerting. If you're doing it, if you're trying to lift your leg, if you're trying to do everything I'm doing, you might be breaking a sweat. Hopefully you're not getting too winded doing it. You can adjust. Okay, I'm not going to bend as much this time. It's a little hard. You do what you're able to. I know Mike loves sweating like a dog. He just wants to be wringing wet by the time he leaves. So you can if you want. You don't have to. All right, anywhere in between. No questions? Let's do it again. Inhale. A little less talk, a little more breathing deeply. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, In. Out. In. A little extra arm movement in there. Out. In. 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 In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Okay, so for the most part, that's moving on. We're pushing that out the door, Yang 24, 48, Yang 48, very similar in different ways, just has some extra things in there, little extra adjustments with turns and balance and so forth. One thing to hit upon real quick though, feet. Whenever we do the side-to-side motion, it's like you're stretching a rubber band between your ankles, and then it goes down, then we snap. Stretch, snap. So that's kind of giving us stability to move side to side. You go up to the average person in our group here, someone else that isn't doing the exercise, and you nudge them to the side, oftentimes that's when they're going to fall. Going side to side like that's usually uncomfortable. Stepping forward, we do this C-step, where our heel kind of hovers, and then we set it down. That gets us to go forward. That one's usually pretty stable. Most people, once they have the motion going, the body in motion stays in motion thing, you're not as likely to fall when you're going forward. The backward one, so if we go from bow stance to back here, that's one that usually is a little uncomfortable, people walking backwards. Paul sent me some article or something a couple months ago on walking backwards. Remember that? In the health community, they acknowledge that walking backwards is a good thing. Falling backwards, not so much, right? But in order to practice it, you gotta do it. So that's really good. I'm sorry? Yeah. They do all kinds of events where people are doing stuff backwards. I go to the gym occasionally, a couple days a week. People on the treadmill are walking backwards. You gotta be careful. People fall on the treadmill walking forwards. Walking backwards, even more challenging. So that's it for this month. We'll be doing new stuff next time. Class over, be well.